All right, guys, this is going to be a really quick video. I just want to go over my plans for next week on Bitcoin. I want to go over the altcoins I'm watching, mostly Hype and Fartcoin. Fartcoin, of course. I also want to go over this new kind of trading software. It's called Kiyotaka. That's how you say it. I don't know, Kiyotaka.ai. We'll go over the flows that I'm seeing, the order book depth. We'll go over the flows in Coinalyze as well. The only thing I want to go over is with the open interest in here. And I do want to go over kind of the macro landscape and how we're looking. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin, I think, is real easy. We have the, line in the sand meme line. Basically, it is like this zone for me, right? Probably a little bit smaller, something like this. Basically, you have the Trump pump anchored VWAP. Then you have the monthly open, and then you also have the edge of this volume profile, right? So basically, we don't want to have it fall back into here, because what will happen if we fall back in here, we'll get some kind of fast price action, and then maybe you get a bid around here. So that's something I don't want to see, right? We don't want to see kind of this level lost. If we kind of hold this or at least stay above it, we can kind of remain bullish, at least and do a jump up into like 86, 87, something like that. I don't have, much levels above, to be honest with you. We can check it out though. Let's check the volume profile on like the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, you have the obvious one. Yeah, I mean, this is honestly just one big range, so it could just be real choppy in here. Something like this. But we'll see if we get up there. 87, even 86, even again, just to push up into the highs. I'll actually mark those out just to have it there. So that's kind of the only thing. If we hold this, 82, 82.6, I think that's a good area to hold based on the volume profile, based on the anchored VWAP. Let's check these out real fast. This is monthly VWAP. So maybe it'll slope up and come into here when you get a retest, maybe not. And then you also have, this is weekly VWAP. So you have previous week value area high in here as well. There's a lot of confluence up here. So that's kind of a good area to watch for me. This is quarterly, or this is quarterly. Okay. As the profile goes, let's check it out. I mean, we are building value higher. It looks good now that so we kind of have a range, right? And then we're ranging on top of that, and then we're building another range on top of that. So it doesn't look bad. That's why I kind of want to hold this. If you guys take this level back here, you guys can see that it's like the POC kind of these kind of 2 days. Let's actually merge them. We can look. Yeah, that'll be kind of the edge of this POC here as well. So I think that area is important. If we get below that, I just won't be as trigger happy on the long side. All right. So that's kind of the plan with Bitcoin. Macro overview. Again, I'm an intraday trader, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I just think if Trump does have a call, I mean, not even a call, just something with China, right? I think that's what's important now. I think other than that, I think the market really doesn't care. I mean, unless he increases tariffs again on other companies or other countries. But I think China's the important one. If we get any relief or, concession or something with China, maybe they had talks, maybe they both agree to take some off, from the tariff perspective. I think we get a jump off that, probably get a good news trade. The macro view kind of, you guys can see the environment we're in, right? Dollar crashing, yields rising, gold going crazy. So I would like to see yields come down, and then we keep getting the push up in the S&P, but we'll see what happens. The VIX also came down quite nicely. If you look on the daily, it's back to like 37, but it's still really high, right? So when we get a high VIX, people aren't going to be slamming into the long side as much. Just something to note, right? When you get a higher VIX, people are a little bit more cautious, these fund managers. So something to note there. All right. And then the flows. Oh yeah, let's go over the flows. I forgot to talk about that. So Bitcoin, you guys see no real decisive flows, right? No real aggression in the order book. We got some here, but it's not much. Nothing extreme at all. So I'm not really leaning on it at all right now, right? You know, maybe we get a dip and this start to changes, but hasn't changed yet. This new platform. So what we have Bitcoin Spot and Coinbase Spot. You can split them out, which is what I like to do, and then you can throw it on like the hourly. And then this is very good for telling you, by exchange, what they're actually doing. I think the only ones, worth following are going to be Coinbase and Binance. But, you guys can kind of decide that on your own. Just take note of when it flips heavy, right? This is going to be more accurate than the TRDR one. And you can, in this one, you can split it. I have it just Coinbase and Binance, but this one is actually by exchange. So just a little bit more accurate, but not by much, right? Then I have the CVDs so you can see when we're getting absorption, right? Coinbase, like selling off, right? But then I think if you looked at the premium, it was actually going up. So it looked like someone was buying Coinbase, but just limiting in kind of thing. It's just stuff you can look out for, right? But I really think, it's free. Guys, check this out. I think it's super helpful. Other than that, the altcoins I am watching the most. So Hype, Fartcoin, and Solana. The Solana 120 thing I've been talking about. As long as it's above 120, I'm gonna remain bullish. Basically, what I think we have is this kind of massive range. Let's go here. All right, now let's see what it looks like if we go here. I think that one's better. Right, and then we have this massive point of control right here. So I honestly expect us at least trade up to 146 again, and then maybe, this is kind of that impulse candle. That kind of changed it, so maybe you have a kind of rejection up there, but that's kind of what I'm watching. I think the Solana chart is very interesting. I'll be looking for dips on it if Bitcoin looks good. Something I'm definitely looking to trade. Fartcoin intraday volatility has been crazy. Definitely keep this one on your watch list. Where I'm interested, down here, if we get a pullback. If not, I won't trade it, to be honest. I think that's a setup. Hype. Hype's a hard one to trade, I've noticed. It is very choppy. I kind of want to just trade it on spot again. We'll see. I'll probably just use these, honestly, these VWAP levels to get in. Maybe like a pullback to weekly VWAP or something. This one I think is important with what Bitcoin does, but I'll keep you guys updated on it. And then XRP. Again, the XRP trade I think is down here, but we might not get a pullback, right? An XRP is kind of like the Solana chart where it has this massive range. We have the deviation. I don't even like calling it deviation, right? It's just kind of a poke lower, whatever you want to call it. And then we're back into it. So these things can take a long time to resolve themselves out, and it's not perfect, but this is just kind of the basic framework I like to use. And then, of course, I didn't put the volume profile of VPOC, so that'll be that. So if we do get a push, you know, you could see some to like 2.4 or something. But anyways, those are the alts I'm watching. Kind of the setups. Again, a dip into here would be amazing. Excuse me. Excuse me. But I don't know if we get it, to be honest. So we'll see. Other than that, I think that's it. Again, guys, it's headline risk, headline risk, headline risk. So don't put as much weight into these simple TA stuff. You could have a nice trade, you know, order flow, everything, and it gets blown up by a headline. So just be careful out there. Another thing I actually did want to show here. So we have spot and futures, and then we have liquidations, and we have open interest. Look at what happened over the weekend. The open interest literally completely came off. Look at this. So that's good. Actually, that's very good. It kind of reset. So we had a super fast rate of change, and then we had the full unwind, which is what you want to see. That's actually healthy. And now we're kind of ticking up, and OI is not going crazy. How about the 5 minutes here? No. Maybe more shorts are getting blown out again. And spot is going with it. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like spot's actually picking up a little bit now. Good. Okay. So I just want to point out the open interest over the weekend. These weekend moves, they normally just get like reversed on or something. So, all right, I think that was it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. But those are my plans for next week. Honestly, pretty simple. Altcoin hype, and then that Bitcoin kind of line in the sand. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.